May 1941. The vast, unforgiving expanse of the North Atlantic trembles. Beneath stormy skies and through thick veils of fog, a silhouette emerges, a behemoth of steel and firepower. This is Germany's greatest warship, the battleship Bismarck, setting sail on its first and final mission. Within days, its name will be etched into history, becoming both a legend of naval warfare and an enduring deep-sea mystery. Launched in 1939, the Bismarck was the pride of the Kriegsmarine, a floating fortress designed to dominate the seas. It was, at the time, the most powerful battleship ever built by Germany, a marvel of engineering and a terrifying symbol of military might. Stretching over 250 meters long and crewed by more than 2,200 sailors, it was a self-contained city of war. Its primary armament consisted of 8 colossal 15-inch guns, capable of hurling armor-piercing shells over 20 miles. This offensive power was matched by unmatched defensive armor, a thick belt of hardened steel designed to repel the heaviest enemy fire. As it slipped into the water for the first time, to the cheers of German officers and officials, it represented the pinnacle of naval ambition, a ship believed by many to be unsinkable. The Bismarck wasn't just a vessel, it was a statement of intent, a weapon poised to sever the vital supply lines that kept Britain alive. The hunt began almost as soon as the Bismarck, accompanied by the heavy cruiser Prince Eugen, broke out into the Atlantic. The British Admiralty, fully aware of the threat, mobilized a significant portion of the home fleet. Their mission was clear and desperate: find and destroy the Bismarck before it could unleash havoc on the convoys. On the morning of May 24, 1941, in the frigid waters of the Denmark Strait, the hunter became the hunted. The Bismarck encountered 2 of Britain's most formidable warships, HMS Hood, the pride of the Royal Navy, and the new battleship, HMS Prince of Wales. The battle was shockingly brief and brutal. Just minutes into the engagement, a shell from the Bismarck arced across the sky and struck the Hood directly in its ammunition magazine. The resulting explosion was catastrophic, tearing the battlecruiser in half. The mighty Hood sank in less than 3 minutes, taking over 1,400 men with her. Only 3 survived. The loss was a devastating blow to British morale, but it galvanized their resolve. Prime Minister Winston Churchill's order was broadcast to the fleet, a simple and chilling directive: sink the Bismarck. What followed was one of the most relentless naval pursuits in history. For 3 agonizing days, the Royal Navy, stung and furious, chased the Bismarck across the storm-tossed Atlantic. The German battleship, though slightly damaged, was fast and elusive, attempting to reach the safety of occupied France for repairs. But the British threw everything they had into the chase. Cruisers, destroyers, battleships, and aircraft carriers converged from all directions. The sky was filled with the drone of search planes, and the airwaves crackled with tense radio chatter. The noose was tightening with every passing hour. A critical moment came when swordfish biplanes, obsolete but effective torpedo bombers from the carrier HMS Ark Royal, located the Bismarck. In a daring attack through heavy anti-aircraft fire, a torpedo struck the Bismarck's stern, jamming its rudders. The mighty ship was crippled, no longer able to steer, condemned to turn in circles, a helpless giant at the mercy of its pursuers. The chase was over. The final battle was about to begin. On the morning of May 27th, the British fleet finally cornered its wounded prey. The battleships HMS King George V and HMS Rodney closed in and opened fire, unleashing a merciless barrage. The Bismarck, unable to maneuver, and with its main guns soon silenced, fought back as best it could, but the outcome was inevitable. For nearly 2 hours, the German battleship was pounded relentlessly. Over 2,800 shells and numerous torpedoes were fired at the stricken vessel. It became a burning, twisted wreck, its superstructure reduced to a shambles. Yet, it refused to sink. Then, shortly after 10:30 a.m., the great ship finally capsized and slipped beneath the waves, plunging into the dark, cold Atlantic. The Bismarck was gone. But a question lingered in the smoke-filled air, and has persisted ever since. Was it the British fire that sent her to the bottom, or was it the defiant act of her own crew? For decades, the answer remained buried with the ship, 4,700 meters below the surface. Then, in 1989, An expedition led by Dr. Robert Ballard, the same explorer who found the Titanic, discovered the wreck. What they found on the ocean floor was astonishing and deepened the mystery. The underwater footage revealed a ship that, despite the horrific surface damage, had a hull that was remarkably intact. There were very few holes below the waterline caused by shells or torpedoes. This startling evidence suggested that the British bombardment, while utterly devastating to the ship's ability to fight, may not have been what caused the final fatal flooding. It pointed to another possibility, one that had been whispered by survivors for years, that the Germans scuttled their own ship to prevent her from being captured by the enemy. Of the more than 2,200 men aboard the Bismarck, only 114 were rescued from the icy waters. Their testimonies provide the human element to this story of steel and fire. Several German survivors later claimed they heard the command to abandon ship, followed by the order to set scuttling charges. They described hearing dull thuds from deep within the vessel, the sound of demolition charges being detonated to flood the ship from the inside. Was this the final act of a disciplined crew, carrying out their last orders with grim determination? Or was it an ultimate act of defiance, ensuring their magnificent ship would never become a prize of war? This is a debate that continues among historians to this day. The British sailors who fought her believed their guns sent her down. The Germans who served on her maintained they were her final masters. So who really sank the Bismarck? Was it the overwhelming firepower of the Royal Navy, or was it the resolute will of the German crew themselves? The truth is likely a combination of both. The British had undeniably defeated her, turning her into a helpless, burning hulk. The scuttling, if it happened, merely hastened the inevitable. What is certain is that the dramatic fall of the Bismarck marked a turning point in naval history. It signaled the end of the age of the great battleship, proving that even the most powerful fortress at sea was vulnerable to air power. The Bismarck's fiery demise and the enduring mystery of its final moments have created a legend that still echoes in the silence of the deep Atlantic. Today, the wreck rests peacefully on the seabed, a silent monument to a brutal conflict and to the thousands of lives lost in the battle for the seas. Thank you for joining us on this journey into history. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the past. We'll see you next time.